Okay, so our sources are painting a really clear picture here. The old way of thinking about QA leadership, manual checks, tickets,
Yeah.
it's really changing.
Oh, absolutely. It's less about just assurance now and much more about building strategic quality architecture, a total rethink.
Right. And that's our mission for this deep dive, isn't it?
Yeah.
To unpack what that looks like now, specifically this idea of hyperautomation in quality. What are the key pieces?
Exactly. There are, well, three core components we need to cover to really understand it.
So where do we start? The tech, I assume.
Yeah, let's start there. The engine behind it all is this cross-platform AI-driven automation.
Cross-platform meaning tests that work everywhere. Web, mobile.
Precisely. We're talking write once, run anywhere. So you build a test and it just works natively across web, mobile apps, even desktop and APIs. No more scripting the same test 4 different ways. Think of the efficiency gain.
Okay, that makes sense. Less duplication, faster testing. But you mentioned AI. Where does that fit in?
This is where it gets really interesting. The AI, often using computer vision, makes the tests. Well, they call it self-healing.
Self-healing. What does that actually mean? The test fixes itself if the app changes.
Sort of, yeah. Basically, if a button moves or its underlying code locator changes, the AI can still visually identify it and interact. It drastically cuts down on that constant, frustrating test maintenance. It's a huge leap.
Wow, okay. That level of technical capability is pretty powerful. But hang on, if every department starts using these fancy tools on their own, doesn't that just create high-tech messes everywhere?
Yeah.
Automated chaos.
You've hit on the critical next point. That's exactly the risk. All this tech power needs a strong organizational structure to manage it. And that's why our sources all point towards setting up a testing center of excellence, or TCO.
TC. Sometimes those sound like just more layers of management.
It can feel that way, but a good TCU is really the opposite. It's about governance, yes, but in a smart way. It centralizes the tools, the best practices, shared test assets.
So it stops teams from reinventing the wheel and maybe buying redundant tools.
Exactly that. And crucially, it standardizes reporting and metrics across the whole company. You get a clear, unified view of quality, which prevents that costly duplication and ensures everyone's aligned.
Right, so the TCOE provides the discipline, and that discipline, I guess, enables this final big step, hyper-automation. That's where the sources talk about exponential ROI.
Yes. And we need to be clear what hyperautomation means here. It's a buzzword, but in this context, it's specific. It's not just the test automation we just discussed.
Okay, so how is it different?
It integrates that test automation with robotic process automation, RPA, and AI assistance. Think about RPA handling all the tedious setup before a test even runs.
Setup like getting test data ready or configuring environments.
Precisely. Provisioning massive test data sets, checking complex environment health, setting up tricky user profiles, all that non-UI stuff that takes huge amounts of time manually. RPA automates that.
I see. So hyperautomation isn't just automating a click or a task. It's automating the entire end-to-end process of validation.
That's the key distinction. Automating the whole process, not just the test script execution.
And the business impact, the ROI.
It leads directly to much more scalable and predictable costs. Sources really emphasize moving to enterprise-wide licenses for these unified platforms. That stops the runaway spending on lots of different siloed tools.
Makes sense. One platform managed centrally.
Right. Plus, you get massive parallel execution, running tests simultaneously across all those platforms we mentioned earlier. That drastically speeds up validation. Faster releases, more confidence, better business outcomes.
Okay, let's pull this together then. The path forward seems pretty clear. You need that unified cross-platform AI tech,
Underpinned by the structure and standards of a TCOE.
which then unlocks the ability to implement hyperautomation, automating entire processes.
Transforming quality from just a cost center into actually a real competitive advantage. It delivers tangible results.
It really shifts the perspective. So a final thought for you listening. We've talked about hyperautomation, automating processes, not just tasks. Within QA, think about your own field. Outside of QA entirely, what non-glamorous, maybe preparatory processes could you automate end-to-end to achieve a similar kind of exponential leap in efficiency?